powerful souls that agreed to be here at this particular time to help with this enhancement in this revolution, in this evolution of the planet right now. So I would say for my YouTube subscribers, I think we're up to close to 120 right now, soon to be 120,000. Go ahead and get on Ptah Shakur on YouTube. Like, subscribe, send it to individuals you feel is in need of this very, very profound new knowledge that's being expressed right now. And I'd say it sounds new, but it really isn't new. It might be new to you. However, with this particular information, every time you like it, share, subscribe, you do something to help promote the evolution of humanity, then you receive those rewards on the back end as well. So please like, subscribe, share this information out. For all my YouTube subscribers that are currently part of this wonderful ride, see my shirt I got on? This is the Revolution. That's what we're all about. We're about bringing this. They said the revolution will not be televised. Well, this version is, and we're actually taking this planet back with love, light, and diversity and understanding, because this is what we were promised. So for all my star seeds, wanderers, indigo children, angelic souls, I'm gonna let you all know this. Listen very closely. We are the new founding fathers of this reality, and so I'm asking everybody to unite in love. Find that unconditional love for yourself. Do that inner work. If you're thinking that you're going to apply love, light, and education to people outside of you, and that's going to be your ticket to heaven, so to speak. Oh, don't worry about that, bro. It was just charging that up. Understand is that you are the universe. And so by you having that love and that balance and that respect and love for yourself, then you become a conduit for this energy to hence go out and help enhance this whole entire planet. So find that unconditional love for yourself and give a little small sample, snippet, iota, little pinch of that love to your fellow reflections that's walking around masquerading as physical flesh and your fellow human beings. And so last but not least, I would never hurt myself, kill myself due to me being a happily married man looking to be a pillar in the community. And I'm glad for everybody to get tuned in, tapped in, turned on for the most powerful all hours, the hour of power. So that's my little soliloquy and my little intro. I'm going to do my due diligence and share this program on my Facebook page, but I'm going to kick it to Sharif Ahmed. Thank you, brother, for being a very courageous soul in order to set up this particular program and allow a lot of individuals been on this platform and shared information about genealogy, shared information about deep history locally and internationally. And so we've got thumbs up, we got support of the people, we the people champion out here. So we definitely appreciate you all for tuning in. But like I said, appreciate you, Brother Sharif, for this program. But I'm gonna kick it to you. You got anything you want to share with the gods and goddesses?
All right. My brother gave his intro. I always give my hour of power of intro to the whole human family. So in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens to write with, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans to add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God, for he's the exalted, all-powerful, all-wise. If all the trees upon the earth were ink, and then another 7 oceans, like I said, to add to its supply, it still would not be enough to explain the glory of God. We confide no other in our time of need, and we praise no other in our good fortune. He is one. And even if I lived to be 1,000, it would still not be enough to thank God for his many blessings and gifts. We thank God for the Metu Neter, oracles, scriptures, and writings that came on the continent of Africa thousands of years before any organized religion. We thank God for Moses in the Torah, Jesus in the Gospel, and Muhammad with the Quran. I greet everyone in words of peace. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum. To my Hebrew Israelite family, shalom. To my Black conscious family, hotep. And to my people in the streets, what's good to you? It all means peace. Before we get started with our program, sorry we had a little late start with some technical difficulties. It's a sister here that has done some very good work in the community. And her mother is April Lowe, And the sister I'm talking about is Anaya Harris. They are currently in Durham, North Carolina, and April Lowe, who is the mother, has not been able to reach her daughter in several days, and she is very concerned. She was last seen at a park in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but people here that know her and her mother in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, has not been able to reach Anaya in several days, and the family is very, very concerned. Her mother, I contacted her and talked with her through Messenger today. She said she's going to put a missing person report out for her starting Friday because she has not been able to be reached in several days. So if anyone knows about Anaya's whereabouts, her dad is Echo. Everyone knows him. Please contact April Lowe on Facebook so we can know that Anaya is safe. Anaya did a program here in York, just at Penn Park, with the children just a couple of weeks ago. But she is her whereabouts is not known, and we are very concerned about her. So if anyone here in York knows anything, you can contact me, and I'll send it straight to Miss April, or you can contact April yourself. If you hear, it will be hard to see her because she was last seen in North Carolina, but it's been several days about her whereabouts. So please let us know if you know anything.
Okay, and so let me kind of piggyback off of that and kind of add to that. So, what you're saying is April Lowe. This is, you said, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And how old is?
Anaya's 23.
Okay.
And she was last seen at a park. I would have to go on my messages to see the name of that park. She was last seen at a park in Winston-Salem.
Okay, that's serious. So we make sure we do our due diligence, and our thoughts and our prayers go out to the family. That kind of has to be nerve-wracking. What I'm trying to do right now is go on Facebook and actually get a picture and get some more information.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then kind of plaster that on the background. I don't know if I'll be able to get that completed before the end of this particular program, but we definitely will look to, hopefully, the young lady is accounted for before we come on the air. But we want to make sure we do our due diligence as a community program. Make sure we do our part to assist with the community. So thank you for sharing that. And I think this feed just went out again, bro. Let me check.
Yeah, it's buffering.
Let's see. Hopefully, the young lady. Yeah. So, anyways, we're down on Facebook right now, waiting for that signal. Like I said, we apologize. I heard there's a big storm that's coming through as well. We're kind of hunkered down here, so we can't really see what's going on. Matter of fact, this internet here just dropped off, so we do it now. It came back on. Right now, waiting for that signal. Like I said, hey, here we go. We back on live right now. So thank you for everybody that's out there for working with us through this particular transition. Like the God Sharif shared, there in Winston-Salem, there's a young lady that we're looking to, and we'll repeat this later on before we head on out. And I'll be doing my due diligence right now to get a picture so I can send this out, because this is really, really important. I'll be honest with you, because I did not know. I think this week, and I brought my little paper here, and we're going to get into some items in the news in a very short little bit. But
Is yours going live?
I think we are on live now. Because I did not know. We're on live right now. So if you have any comments you want to share, or any bit of information you want to share, for this effort of finding this particular young person, we're going to make sure we focus on that. Please, any knowledge that you have, please send it to Brother Sharif or I, which we looking to locate this particular young person. But like I was kind of alluding to, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there, kind of piggybacking off of the conversation that we had last week. We had a gentleman on, Brother Kirkland came on. He just dropped quite a bit of knowledge to share as far as the black excellence and how this related to last week with the 4th of July and how much black people have had built in to the structure of what this world, this United States at least, looks like. And we have a lot of contributions that we have made towards the building of the infrastructure and even the current societal structures. African Americans have had that. So the question that we're just going to pose out there for everybody, I know Mr. James Freeland responded on there as well. The question is, should black people receive reparations in 2024? I think we were promised that. Man, how long ago was that? We was promised 40 acres and a mule. Which seemed to be at least something compared for the strife and pain and trauma that we're still experiencing to this day, based off of what our ancestors have went through. And so, Brother James Freeland, he shares. I asked about what's his thoughts about reparations in 2024, and he says, to him, it's the form of land, not money. Reason being, if we go get before we gonna go and give it right back, who will we get it from? Which is a really valid question. That's one of the things that I think it's a saying in the financial aspect. It says a fool and his money soon part ways, and some of the things that we've learned by our foster fathers in the hells of North America, we've learned quite a bit. We learned how to walk like these individuals. We learned how to talk like them, learn how to dress like them, learn how to think like them. But we wasn't learned how to deal with money, how to understand what a checking account is, savings account, and just even interpersonally as well as even generationally. We don't even have that on our mindsets as far as having a financial situation set up for our grandchildren. So this is a conversation that's really, really way past due. And so I really feel what you're saying there, Mr. Freeland, as far as if we're going to receive something, just like he acknowledged, it's better to have land than money. I believe there's a comedian that spoke about that. It said, we got some out there doing, bro. When we the comedian was saying that, and I think it was the Dave Chappelle episode as well, is that when you give black people reparations, they'll go and buy a whole car of truckload of cool cigarettes or something like that. So just speaking a little bit more to how the quagmire of misinformation and societal repression that black people have been and are currently going through at this particular time. So that's really, really key. Thank you for sharing that bit of a note. So that's pretty much the conversation today. We keeping it free as we work through some of these technical difficulties. We want to hear from you. This is a forum whereas any calls with diversity is something that we're looking for. We're in the future programming. I think we have a gentleman set up for next Wednesday as well. We want to hear from the youth. If you have a youth that's actually doing something that you feel is noteworthy that needs to be known, because we get on the youth and we hear them in this paper here, some of the media. Now, mind you, I'll be kind of light on the newsprint media, so I ain't gonna go hard into it. But if you keep popping the newspaper off, and then the first thing is youth shot, shooting, understand how that actually taints your perspective of the world. And if you were too late and you didn't hear my little intro, in which I say that I look at the world through the lens of love, is really, really key to how you look at the world, is really the amount of energy that you kind of put out there. So subconsciously, when you keep looking in those newspapers about murder for the youth, then you end up seeing the youth go down the street, whereas you could have an opportunity to share a pleasant smile and a kind word and some information and knowledge to these youth. Instead, we're apprehensive and defensive because we're caught up into this fear-based mentality where we see youth and we close our mouths as though we prisoners in our own communities, and the youth just run rampant. That's foolishness. We're not about that right now. Those youth, if you come in with a genuine spirit and you come in with an aspect of wanting to assist them on a real level, they'll pick up on that frequency and they'll resonate that back. And I trust you'll be rewarded. So we want to hear about your youth, whether they're going away to college, whether it be entrepreneurial exports. We're going to be going in a little bit into the political seasons coming up. So we want to hear varying points. We want to have somebody who's a Biden supporter and Trump supporter and, all those type of things. So this is a community type program. So that's what we're kind of looking for that. You got anything you want to share real quick before I say what? I don't know if you want to share with the but
the
freelance.
We did get the recording of me making an announcement about the sister who we're concerned about. That was recorded before it would start buffering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, I'm good. I'm just going with the flow, bro.
So, like I said, that's the topic of the conversation. Then we're going to go to some really impactful news that affects you and I, and so kind of boil this all down. The time that we're living in right now is a really, really crucial time. It's the time that's written about all your scriptures and scrolls, and Revelation speaks about the return of the Mahdi, return of the Christ consciousness. We're fully embedded in that. So let's talk about that. There's certain powers that be that want us just to constantly just watch these 7 or 8 selected news items you see on the NBC nightly news, and it's going to rack us full of fear and keep us in our homes. And actually, as these fear-based methods are put upon us, it causes us to get away from the true aspect of what United States stands for, is for the people, by the people. So the individuals don't want you standing up. They don't want you voicing your opinion. They want you staying at home and saying, okay, I got to choose from Trump or Biden. Okay, well, I guess listen, that's what you do with kids, with children. If you tell them to brush their teeth, you can brush your teeth at 8 o'clock or you can brush your teeth at 9 o'clock. That's the choices that they got. Either way, they're going to have to brush their teeth. So we're being handled as though we're children, when there's tremendous of whistleblowers that are coming out right now and actually sharing the things that validating the things that I'm sharing, that this is a key time for you to tap into the divinity that's within yourself. And even moving into that, we're going into deep history like we did on the previous program. I'm going to switch the TV, the screen around as well. We need to know, sorry to point, how powerful that we are as not just cogs in a machine, but you are a divine being. You're an interdimensional being. You're not a drop in the ocean. You're an ocean in a drop. And so when you came to this earthbound planet, you have a mission. You have a goal. You have a purpose being here. And if you're not accessing that purpose right now, you're playing into the hands of all those individuals that want to disenfranchise you and keep you quiet. But that time is up. So with programs like this, we're here to invite and inspire the people to be their truest, highest version of themselves. And so, Mr. James Freeland, in the conversation we're talking about, should black people receive reparations in 2024, and how this relates to our divinity. Mr. Freeland also put on there, we've been disconnected from our true selves. The economics they use comes from us. Look up a man named Ibn Khaldun. So I'll check that out. Anybody who's watching on YouTube, on Facebook, there's quite a bit of news items and books and things that you can check out so you can learn about the divinity within yourself. So thank you, Mr. Freeland. You got quite a bit of information in there as well. But before, what is it I want to look up in here? This is something that really got me kind of interested. So I got my York Daily Record out. Cause y'all, we need to know. We've been deceived. We've been bamboozled. We ain't land on Plymouth Rock landing on us. So we got different things going on that we really need to talk about and just staying a little bit about Biden. There's a lot of upheaval that's going on in the political world because of that. Did you see the debate?
I heard about it, but I didn't actually see it myself.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna have to just check out. So we have what is really, really apparent that the political system is in shambles, because you have Democrats that are now questioning whether Biden is even mentally fit to run this country, being that I believe he's the oldest president.
Both of them are the oldest two to run and then rerun again. So I don't know. It don't seem like we got much to pick from.
Right, some slim pickings. And then the individual, there's a name that they trying very, very hard to keep out of you all's ears and eyes is Robert Kennedy, Kennedy Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He's an individual that's been blackballed. They're trying to keep him out of these different conventions and things of that nature. Really pay attention to what's going on. This whole two-party system, whoever that third party is, they always seem to kind of elbow them out like there's some black sheep in the family. Meanwhile, they're trying to run business as usual. So we got that going on, political upheaval. Let's talk about a little bit about this weather right now. And this kind of goes into a little bit I'm going to talk about, then we're going to open it back up. Is this heat wave. I just came from the beach, y'all. And I'm telling you this. It's hotter here in York, Pennsylvania than it is at the beach. Like, for real. Why is that? Well, I'll go ahead and answer that real quick. This is something that everybody needs to know, that the center core of the planet right now is slowing in its vibration. The earth is coming alive. The sun is about to switch its poles right now. So what's being expressed through the sun is not just light. It's not just heat. It's not just nourishment. However, what is expanding right now is a reflective energy. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that we have an opportunity to show what's in our hearts and in our minds. Like I said, if you're moving towards your passion and you're being awoken, because basically what the sun is doing, and I recommend everybody to do this. Like I said about getting your peace of mind, go ahead out and get the sun, at least for some period of time. Sit out, sunbathe as they call it, sun meditations, because the sun is actually sending codes. It's sending codes to your cells, and it's unlocking abilities. Abilities like what? If you find yourself noticing repeating numbers, ringing in your ears, noticing lights or things, movements on the peripheral of your vision, you have a desire to do something different with your life. Whereas you want to learn a new skill, if you want to go out into nature, you want to change your diet. Whereas your family structure that you came from, you may be eating chitlins and pork and all type of heavy meats. By listening to your body, it's whispering to you, hey, let's eat some more sea moss. Let's eat some more leafy vegetables. Let me edit and change. That is a clue for you to evolve into that direction. And if you do not, if you want to stay in the same eating patterns that you have been, and stay in the same alcoholic behaviors and things of that nature, going out to clubs and whatever toxic type of behaviors that you have been used to, this is an opportunity for you to change, because everything is changing right now. And if you're not evolving with that change, you're going to be left behind. Hence that scripture that I said about in Revelation, behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth. So with this particular sun, this heat wave is causing massive hurricanes coming up. The millions in Texas without power as the heat index rises. Now, I don't want to stand on my little podium here, and I don't want to take the whole conversation as well. But if you go to Ptah Shakur there on YouTube, I've been saying for quite a while, at least a year and a half now, is that we're moving into a new age right now. The earth is coming alive. It's like being on a sleepy dog, and we've got really, really comfortable on that sleeping dog, but the earth is coming alive. And so with these volcanic eruptions are going to increase. These storms, which I think one is about to hit us right now, if it hasn't already, will increase. But what else is going to increase before I even finish that off? Earthquakes, hurricanes, all natural calamities that are being framed by the media's, the earth is the angry weather, the angry hurricane. This particular nature doesn't have any type of animosity against you and I. It's just doing what it has to do. So we may need to do what we have to do. If you're living in a coastal region and you find that your coffee table is starting to float, at what point in your mind are you going to realize I need to do something different? I know we get all comfortable with our third world problems and things, but this is the time that we're living on. Said, behold, those that endure to the end. And so I'm doing my due diligence to share that inspiration and light with individuals so you can have a chance to evolve into this new world. Because best believe you do not want to be in this world, in this civilization. If them Elon Musk, I'm going to say some names, Mark Zuckerberg, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, those individuals have some very, very difficult decisions when it comes to calling the population. And you don't want to be one of those people called by going down that route. And I believe that's in scriptures too. It talks about the road to hell is packed and paved with good intentions, and the road to heaven was seldom traveled and very, very narrow. So make sure your good intentions don't get you caught up. Use your due diligence, use your brain right now, and actually ascertain what's going on. But so I just want to mention, as far as, like I said, the sun. And if you're a black person, in case y'all don't know, I'm African American, but that melanin that's in your skin is able to absorb this sun. Because this sun ain't going nowhere. You think it's just a hot streak and then it's going to be over with. This is the new normal. Back when we was walking around with masks on, and we were like, we're going to take this mask. Oh, this is the new normal. This is the new normal. So the best way to get through that is to accept it, change whatever discord or energy that's going on inside of you. And believe it or not, when you're evolving, it doesn't feel like you're evolving. When you're doing this re-evolution, it ain't all happy smiles and rainbows and gummy bears. And like, oh, I'm evolving into my higher form, and everything's just happy. No. Instead, what you'll experience depression. We all had to go through that. You'll experience lack of sleep. You'll experience headaches. Just a low energy. All of that is just that our bodies are getting used to this change that the sun is penetrating inside of our body. So help your body out. If you want to alleviate some of the depression, alleviate some of the headaches, and alleviate some of the, say, so-called negative aspects of it, change your eating habits. If you got pork at home, I shouldn't even have to go into that book, that same book that we all sat down on Sundays and going into, and it says, do not touch. I believe it said, do not touch.
Don't put your pearls by the swine.
Don't put your pearls by it. Don't touch it. Don't taste it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I already know we got some people going, oh, you know, it's been hell. All you got to do is, somebody said to me, I was saying about, in the Bible references about pork, and I believe it said Jesus actually put souls or negative souls into it. And I said all of that evidence to them. And you know what they said to me? Oh, you just got to cook it. You got to heat it up at a certain temperature. And I guess it just removes.
My grandmom used to make it, and yeah.
Yeah, same here. I used to have it too. I remember one time I told my, this is very early on. I ain't had pork since, I don't know, since my 20s. And I had my aunt. And you're going, and then listen up. For everybody who's looking to evolve, listen to this story here. Because some of the most ardent detractors are in your own house, is in your own family, or individuals that they don't want to see you change because they don't want to change their perspective of you. So my aunt did not want to change her perspective of me and call me by the name that I was going into. They wanted to call me by the name they was familiar with. And want to feed my children things that they thought I was familiar with. And she said that. She's like, you was raised on ham and pork. You know, how you going to... When you know better, you do better. You know what I mean? Or you continue... And unfortunately, my aunt is not here at this particular time. That's not funny. However, she's not here due to some of the choices and decisions. And so, in that aspect, every tub shall sits on its own bottom. You can't control another person. All you can do is try. So hence, this is some of this education that's coming out right now, is to provide opportunities for individuals to make the change. If you don't want to, that's fine. Brother Sharif and I and individuals that are ascending right now, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. But
I I can't believe in 2024 that people are still eating that, but restaurants serve it, black restaurants serve it, white restaurants serve it. It's still in our, grocery stores, so it's up to the people, but the knowledge has been out there about the dangers and unhealthiness and uncleanliness of swine. So it's up to the individual. It's plenty of information out there, and it's still in the scriptures, like you said, to stay away from that. So it ain't like people don't know. It's up to them.
Right. We didn't write the book. And then you look even further in this day and time, just all of the additives and preservatives go ahead and look on the bottom of your food. If it says this item has genetically modified organisms, what is that? I actually want to do a little survey. How many people actually look at the ingredient list of things that they buy? That's another thing to kind of think about. Because it's like, man, you don't really care about your own health. Your health is your wealth. And the maximum age people live around this time is what? I see people going out at 70. Believe it or not, going into some deep history, these are things you're not going to see in your history book. For those who control history, history is his story. Those who write his story also write your books. So this information may sound new, but it's really, really ancient. And that is, your human body is designed to live well into your hundreds and 20s. And I'm going to give you one for free. This is very close. I asked in the very beginning, hopefully you was listening, get a pen and paper. There's something in our DNA. I'm going to get kind of nerdy real quick, then I'm going to go with Mr. James Freeland said, because he said some real provocative stuff. Ptah Shakur likes that provocative stuff, so we won't get to that. But if you look into your DNA, you understand that your DNA strands have something on the edge of them. It's called telomere caps. This one's for free. This is only for this is for the ones that's going out on my YouTube channel. This is for my subscribers right here. The common folk may not understand this, but please call in. I'm trying to vacillate back from my YouTube individuals and trying to make sure I hit everybody in between. I'm going to make sure that even a child understands what is being expressed right now. Telomere caps. If you were to just physically look at them, it don't even look like your DNA. It looks like somebody put something on our DNA strand. And what the telomere caps basically look like is on your shoestring. The shoestring, the little plastic part. I forget what the name that's called. But it keeps your the end of your shoestrings from unraveling. These are two caps that's put on every single DNA strand that's in your body and everybody that you know. That telomere caps are set up in a way to keep that particular DNA item from self-replicating itself. So it's almost like a governor. It keeps it from reduplicating, or like, if you take a copy of a piece of paper and you run it through a copy machine, eventually you get to a millionth copy, that it's going to lose this excuse me. If you make a copy of a copy and then a copy of the copy and copy of the copy and copy of the copy, you keep doing that in succession, you'll find that it will eventually, you won't be able to really discern what's on that paper. So what I'm sharing with you is this. If you could imagine a life without these telomere caps, you would be able to live technically for eternity. That's what I'm sharing, that in essence, the human body is designed where you can continually repopulate yourselves and live very long. There's even stories in the Bible where it says, like Methuselah.
900 years.
900 years. And now I know what you might be saying. They might be maybe the sun was spinning around fast, or maybe the year. No. This is real stuff. And then you take into account of the foods that we're putting in, and in the air pollution, and the amounts that our body have. And overeating, you only get one stomach. You can get a lot of different transfusions and things, but you only get one stomach. So I just gave a little key to everybody out there. Essentially, the point that I'm making is that your human body is a wonderful design. And unfortunately, we didn't come with any instruction manual to know how to access that. Hence, this is some of the knowledge that I'm expressing. Go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube. I'll get to it, but I ain't going to get to it right now. Mr. James Freeland, thank you for sharing. He said something really, really good. We're going to talk about voting right now. We freestyling right now, so go ahead and call in, comment. This a conversation ain't got to go what I'm talking about. But Mr. Freeland said swine is bad for you. Granulated salt. Oh yeah, I was taught that sugar is like Satan. I know that might kind of come off kind of. I'm just telling you, to be honest with us. Well, we sugar when it hits your system. Oh my goodness. And to think about, this is what we give to our young people in schools in massive amounts. You know what I mean? We hand out. Oh, one of the biggest things that it took a toll is getting off of Kool-Aid. You ever drink Kool-Aid when you
loaded with sugar? When I used to go into the school system, you wouldn't believe the amount of sugar that these children are being fed. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he had some a drink full of sugar. Then he had another I don't know, some kind of snack with sugar. He had all sugar. I said, well, where's your salad or something like that? He had 3 different items that was loaded with sugar for lunch. It was a drink, it was a jelly sandwich. Oh yeah, then it was potato chips and some cookies. That's what he had for lunch, and that's what they were giving him. The salad, hardly none of the children got that. It was all sweets. He had like 3-4 different items full of sugar.
Parents, if you're listening right there, what happened to the energy that we had back in the civil rights era where there was at least a thought that was applied to the generation after us? Like so many civil rights leaders died and fought and stood in lines and protested for abilities that we have right now, even though they didn't experience it. And we're just really what's the proper way to say this? We're defecating on all of those efforts that our forefathers have done for us, if we're going to just not use our brains and not even care about what foods are going into our youth. So much so, even in the charter school that I was once a part of, we got kids in there from children in there from 17 to 20. And the one young man, he didn't eat anything but chicken nuggets and French fries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that before.
And
I've seen children go to daycares, and that's what their mom would pack them because the child would only eat chicken nuggets and French fries.
Man,
nothing else.
And then when it's not chicken nugget and French fry day, the young man would just be withering and he's so unfamiliar with like fruit. Here, try this orange. Try this. Nah. So please, we are doing a great disservice for our youth. We're causing our hosts. I'm just going to talk about black people right now. We're having our cause, our evolution as a race, so to speak. We're going backwards. We're going backwards all as far as the future. The reason why some of the adults that I speak to, they say the future looks bleak. I'm like, what are we doing to change that? If you're not going to do nothing to change the future, I'm just like, just don't talk.
It's going with the flow.
Yeah, we're gonna go right to the flow. Like I said, the path, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's the mentality of good intentions. I was just going with the flow. They told me to go ahead and get these 4 or 5 booster shots. They told me to go ahead and get this VR set and sit in my house for 8 hours a day, and that's gonna be that's what we're doing. Hey, but that's cool. We're not here to judge anybody. Instead, we got love and light for everybody, and there's actually a existence for everybody. I would say for those, much like Candyland, if you want to get to the end of the board and experience this peace and wonderful joy that's written about in the scriptures and scrolls that actually is really coming, it's a real beautiful time that's coming. However, there's a fast track to get there. Like I said, by choosing thoughts and removing belief systems that keep us trapped. Or if not, you want to keep the same mentality, you want to keep eating the pork and things of that nature, your physical body not going to be here. When you reincarnate back into another body, then you can say, okay, well, let me do something different this time. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of individuals that's going to be transitioning. When I say transition, I mean passing, dying. I don't know other type of ways to say it. because of the knowledge of, like I said, the time that we're living in. Some people, like Methuselah said, but Methuselah, when he found out that he wasn't living in the time that he wanted, he laid his body down. Oh, he could have lived longer, but he decided, I'm gonna lay this body down just so I can be here in this day and time, 2024. This is the time that all the wise prophets and all the seers and the sages and Revelations itself, everybody is watching us right now. So if you pull an air right now, regardless of if you're a Democrat, Republican, if you're trans, if you're not trans, it doesn't matter. If you pull an air right now, just understand this is a wonderful opportunity that we have to transition to something new. But so we talking about the sugar. The sugar back in the day used to be scheduled. Drugs are scheduled. We gotta do something with all this sugar. Even when you go to the movies, I went to the movies the other day, and I said, let me get a small drink. I figure I don't drink too much soda, like you said, the sugar. I said, let me get a Sprite. You know what I mean? The Sprite, the small was like this big. Like, no lie, like, how is this a small? Like, but we got to think they want us to get addicted to all this sugar and things of that nature.
Right.
But
before we close out, I do want to make the announcement one more time about our sister Anaya Harris, who is unaccounted for in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Her mother is April Lowe. Her father is our brother Echo. We know him.
Thank you.
But she has been unaccounted for the last couple of days. Anaya Harris in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm going to try to reach her when this show ends because I have her number.
Oh, I know April. We went to school.
Yes. And Anaya has not been accounted for, and her mom is going to put a missing person report out if she don't hear from her by Friday, if not tomorrow, when I spoke with her earlier. So if you know of Anaya, if you've heard from her, no one around here would see her because she's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But let her mother know, God willing, she is okay. Maybe she just needs some time away. I don't know everything that's going on with her. I just know she's not accounted for.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for bringing
Have you
it
seen
up.
a picture of Anaya?
No, I just went on her page and then I went on Echo page and I don't see. Well, let me look her up. So I don't know how to spell it. N-A-I.
N-E-N-Y-A Harris.
Oh.
And she's done some good work here in New York. Just earlier this summer, she had a program for the youth at Penn Park.
Oh, that's what this picture is.
Mm-hmm. That's her right there.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta look out for a human family, y'all. We can't be so disconnected from our human family. And like I said in my little intro, everyone outside of you is a reflection of you. And they did different type of little videos on like what would you do? I think it's something that comes on NBC, ABC, where they have like a paid actor laying on the ground and they're like homeless or something, and then they just want to see like how many people would even share a word or something with them. These people just on their phones, just stepping over people. Understand that type of mentality is our indoctrination, and that's what we've been programmed to think this is fine. You see things like the Wolf of Wall Street, even with Donald Trump and his energy, and those of that ilk of like a dog eat dog type of world. I'm gonna go get mine. I'm gonna step over everybody and elbow everybody, and as long as I got mine, I'm good. Hey. That is the frequency that's going out. That's that old world that I was speaking about. That's moving out. Also in that old world is the service to self, confusion, corruption. If you see what's going on in the political, what's going on in France, what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in Africa right now, We don't see too much of it going on here in America because we've been delivered the death blow. And this is an analogy what we were sharing as far as the last program, is that we've been made dumb, deaf, and blind. And if you're offended with that, so what? We have been made dumb, deaf, and blind. We are born in sin, baptized in iniquity. And so we take certain behaviors that we've learned, and those behaviors have to go, because this is a time of rejoicing. This is a time of that love, light, energy returning. I'll give you a little snippet of what the future holds. Diversity, people coming together, races coming together, because you got people out here that want they want a race war so bad. They want division so bad, because as we know, it's nothing but divide and conquer. If you can divide individuals and keep them separate, and one of the analogies I seen on Facebook is really deep, and this is true. I even looked at some of the research of it as well. If you take red ants and you put them in a jar with black ants, they'll get along fine.
But when you shake up the jar,
when you
then
put
all
them,
of a sudden it's something different. Yeah, I've
facts.
seen that.
When you involve them into a agitated state, they'll go crazy and go to war. I'm just gotta finish telling you that the ones who are running this country, they have some difficult decisions to make. There has to be a calling of the population. What is the best way to call a population? Is it to cause aggravation? Suppose you have to call a population of ants. That's how you would do it. You wouldn't waste money on bullets. You wouldn't waste money on gas and things of that nature. That takes too much money, because these individuals love that money now. So anything they can do to have us turn against each other in a form where they don't have to pay, when we get pumped nothing but violent music. Are you listening to? This for the parents out there that's listening. We're gonna be closing up in a little bit. I got something I gotta run to in a little bit. But if you got your child's 7th birthday or 6th birthday, and you're playing, I don't even know what rappers is out here today. If you're playing any song that's dealing with gunplay, drugs, overabundance of money, and exploiting things of that nature, and you think that you're a sponge of a child who came into this world not able to talk, not able to walk or do anything, and just learn from just observing, and has gathered up all these things where you're like, man, he knows how to use a phone better than me. He knows how to say his alphabet quicker than me. That means that you should be doing your due diligence to give them as much food and nutrients that they need to be really, really successful civilians, not trash. And so it's over-sexualized music and things of that nature. That is the epitome of trash that we filling our children up with. So it's a damnable situation that we're in. And if you're not aware of the damnableness of this, then you've probably already turned the channel. But suppose you did, and you have some internal ambition about you, that you really want to pay attention to the knowledge that's being expressed right now, even though you never even paid attention to it before. We invite you, continue. We believe that there's something that was shared. If you take one step towards Allah, Allah will take 7 steps to you. What does that mean? That means that when you really start to step outside of your box, and all great breakthroughs come through break whiffs. So when you realize that the structures and things that you've been living when you've been comfortable with going with the flow, like the one brother called in to about, hey, you gotta know how to go with the flow. Nah, that time is over with. We're not going with no flows. We're not going with the rut. We're not going with the mode that has been set up by our foster fathers. We're not going by that mode. We're destroying that mode. Because in order to rebuild, you got to destroy first. So that's what you see going on at a macrocosmic level. Everything is failing. The financial industry is failing. The education is failing. The music industry is failing. The political corruption is failing. Enjoy it.
I don't know. It's not really failing. The people who you call the bad actors is making it function the way they want it to function. But the ones who have their eyes wide open know that it's failing, but the ones that are controlling the systems,
that's true,
it's actually running the way they want it
true
to run. They want to feed the children this bad food and snacks, and
true
all the other systems is running just the way they want it to run.
True.
But the ones that who have their eyes wide open, we're the only ones that know that it's failing. Yeah.
Exactly. So what that means, and it's only simple mathematics, just like the God just expressed. There's drugs in the community. You know what I mean? There's nobody that I know, and I got people in my family that sold drugs and things of that nature. We don't have planes to bring these particular things. We don't make the guns, nor the bullets. So just a little bit of compartmentalized thinking. Okay, well, so if drugs are still coming in the community and things, it's obvious somebody wants that.
It's been a war on drugs for
Since
I don't know
the
how
80s?
how long, and it's still the same thing, and it's so normalized that no one really talks about it. You don't hear people really talking about how are these drugs getting in here. And what was that? Boys in the Hood back in the day. They asked that, and that with what was it? Lawrence Fishburne. He said we don't have planes and all of that. How is it getting here? It's the same thing, and we are halfway through 2024. It's the same thing, and no one even talks about it, anymore, because we're so used to this chaos. It's become normal.
Exactly.
So,
The information and knowledge of I'm just expressing right now, this ain't new knowledge. This is the information that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke about. You know what I'm saying? So how did this knowledge, this clear knowledge, why is it being accepted? That just shows you, everybody can hear the sound of my voice, we are living in a trance. You and I are being inundated with a trance through the music, through the food, through our social programming, even with the things with the mask. We were doing athletic sports, playing outside, playing football with mask on your face. Now we can kind of look back at it and say, that don't make no sense. And there's knowledge coming out even about that whole COVID thing. Dr. Fauci is on the hot seat. They talking about, well, you saying we got to be 6 feet away. Now, unfortunately, we got to learn this on the back end. We didn't have to be no damn 6 feet away. But it just is an example of how certain individuals can control us like puppets. And we love it. Because the question that says, why do we love the devil? We love the devil because the devil gives us nothing, and nothing is enough for us. So if you believe nothing is enough for you, this ain't the cup of tea for you. If you're tired of feeling disenfranchised, if you're tired of seeing this be the new normal, they're trying some new stuff to be the new normal as well. When they keep trying to have certain individuals who would dress up in the form of a show come to libraries and actually teach our children subjects that they don't need to be even learning about at this particular age. This is a war. We are literally living in wartime right now. And for those who have not recognized that, you're part of the other side. Sad to say, because like the God just says, this we'll be experiencing in this creation right now is not by accident or coincidence as well. So we have to be very, very intentional of what we allow our children to experience, if we care about our children. We got to be very intentional about what we allow in our bodies, if we care about our bodies. And if you don't, that's fine. But this message is for all those who are enlightened souls, all my star seeds, all individuals that are looking to evolve into other methods. This is the program for you. We go into deep history to show you that we're not making these things up. When we talk about, even in the scripture, when it says, greater works shall ye do, that the temple of God is within. We try to bring understanding to the confusion of religious writings and things of that nature, as well as share new findings that's being developed by CERN and being developed by particle theorists and things of that nature that's not making their way into the news. Now, believe it or not, the information I'm sharing with you, the 1%, they know about this. The billionaires, they know about this information. However, it's very, very sad that the common individuals do not know about this information. So hence, that's what the program is for. We're going to close it out in a little bit. This is the Hour of Power community program. Call in. It'd be great to call in between 8 to 9. I get a lot of people afterwards. I don't know if it's just, y'all should be in the house. It's hot. I don't know if there many people out running around. So you got your mobile devices. Some people catch on late. So please, even after we kind of close off and go off air and everything and go off of Facebook, go ahead and throw some comments on there. If you want to come on the program and actually share any type of business, entrepreneurial type of exploits, educational ideas as well, this is the program for you. But you want to say something before I do my little closeout, bro?
Again, look out for our sister. Let us know about our sister. I'm very concerned about her. Miss Anaya Harris has been unaccounted for the last couple of days. Even though she's in North Carolina, if you know anything, let her mother and her father know. Okay. God willing.
You talk about herbal teas. Okay, look like she's
a very sharp sister.
Man, look, she tapped in, doing yoga out in the nature.
She's very young, but she's way ahead of her time for her years.
I'm telling you, this is
very intelligent. Yeah.
The young ones right now are really, really locked in. So even men, this is going out to the men. We got to do our due diligence to protect our sisters. You understand that the woman is the mother of civilization. Every single individual, man, woman, or child, at one point in time when you was in the womb, you was a woman. That vulva turned into a penis during this gestation period. So even when you say woman, man is part of the name of woman. Even though he is she, he is part of she. So even the way that we're designed, the closest thing you're going to find to a physical representative of God is a woman. So even Elijah Muhammad said about that. Your civilization only goes as far as your woman goes. So if we want to play this music and we want to do this WAP and this brown, whatever, and sexy red type of music, if we want to make sure our ladies, our women, not ladies, our women have these examples growing up. Oh, I want to be like Sexy Red. I want to be like Cardi B. And meanwhile, the black man just sitting there, or men, not to say black men, just sitting there with her hands in the pocket, just going with the flow. Seeing your daughter go right out the door, right into the hands of the devil. So these are just some of the topics and information that we're going into to make sure that our local community has a fair shot at evolving into this beautiful Christ-like energy that we're a part of. And even nationally, if you're catching this program there in North Carolina, New York, or whatever, this is YouTube, so it goes on out. If you need somebody to pop up, I'll come visit you. You want to get something started in your neighborhood? Like I said, this is rebel time. This is revolutionary time with a positive tip. Like I said, this is the re-levolution. We're taking this country back. We're taking this planet back with love and light, not with fists, not with violence. So this is Ptah Shakur, Sharif Hamed. Like I said, this is the most powerful hour. Shout out to, like I said, Sharif for making this opportunity available. This is a program that comes on every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Live call-in show. Put us to the test. Go ahead and call in or do some comments in right now. So until next time, I'm asking everybody out there, find your peace on earth. If you're living in a household or you're around individuals, people on your success team ain't vibing with you. You're looking to do something different with your life. You're trying to get off the block. You're tired of selling rocks and killing your people. You're tired of having a gun and actually inflicting harm on your brother, a.k.a. your physical reflection. You want to change that around and you don't have the support. Reach out to us. We'll get you tied into your true soul family. And remember, your physical family, that's not your family. They may share your physical features. They may share your DNA. However, understand your soul aspect is a divine soul. You are ancient, the original man, the Asiatic man. You are ancient in of days, and so like I said, you want to find that heaven on earth. You may even go for a walk, get amongst nature, get into some readings. We're gonna be doing some more recommended books to get into, because if you want to hide some truth, the first thing you do is you put it in the book. So we're gonna go against that current and make sure we're feeding our brains real information. Not the information that you 40, 50 years old, the last time you read a book is when you were in high school. That ain't going to cut it. You need to learn your true nature. You need to learn your true history, because the ones who wrote those books, they don't know the history. They don't know you. They don't know themselves. They don't even know the planet that they're on. So that's some of the information we're going into. Go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube. If you want to get some of that real information, I'll be happy to give it to you. But until next time, I'm asking everybody, find out unconditional love for yourself. And I promise you, you'll get in contact with your God divine within. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you God, because that's what you are. You have the frequency of God that's what's inside you. So the question is, you going to look and find it or not? So when you do find it, I promise you that it's going to open up a whole world of positivity and love and light that beyond your wildest dreams. And then give a small sample, a smidget, a pinch, or whatever, to your fellow human beings masquerading in physical flesh that are really your reflection. And we can do our due diligence and turn over every card that's on the table so everything is faced up and experience the glory of the divinity and move closer into actually changing this world into the heavenly experience it's supposed to be. So this Ptah Shakur, love and light to you all.
Peace and blessings.
Stay not like us. Stay not like us. Stay not like us. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, sir. I wonder what's it gonna look like on Facebook. It probably look all hunky chunky.